here's what you're going to do. State the domain and range. And horizontal asymptote. Who's heard asymptote before?
You just said it the other day.
I don't know. I say a lot.
You said we was gonna
I don't have to listen. Y'all just have to listen to me. I did say it. What was I talking about?
No,
Don't say.
we were gonna see.
Okay. All right. So look right here, guys. I want you to sketch this on your paper. Y equals 2 to the x power. Can someone tell me what that's going to graph as? What will it never, ever, ever reach?
0.
Why? If I put in 2 for x, what would I get out for y? If I put 2 right there, what would I get for y? 4. If I put 3 there, I get... No, come on. 2 to the third? 8. Not 2 times 3. Not 2 times 3. 2 to the third. What's 2 to the fourth? 16. What if I put in a negative 2? Nope. Sucker who... It's a fourth. There you go, Gabby. I'll give you a sucker. Why is it a fourth?
Because when it's positive, it's 4. And then when you do negative, it like goes...
It pushes it down.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. So exponents that are negative, where does it go?
It goes
2 to the bottom.
Yeah.
Are you with me? So why would I never reach 0?
Because it's just going to go in the fraction.
Because 2 to the negative 150 would be 1 over 2 to the 150th. 2 to the 150th is a huge number. But 1 divided by a huge number is what? A really, really small number, right? So what does this look like? This. Why is it growing as x's get bigger? Why is it going up as opposed to down? The 2 isn't, no. Decimal between what? 0 and 1. Because if I have this, what does this look like? 0.45 to the x. What would that look like? That lessens, how much am I losing? Be careful. How much am I losing? 55%. I'm maintaining 45. Are you with me? Okay, so here's your homework. What is the domain of this? What is the range? And what's the horizontal asymptote? I'm just going to put ha, okay, because we're going to have vertical asymptotes, and I'll put VA after that. So what's the domain of this function? What x's can I put in there? All of them.
Except 0. You can put 0.
Can I put zeros?
Yeah, you just get
Y equals 2 to the 0. Is that okay?
No.
Is it like 1? Yeah,
Is 2 to the 0 1?
Yeah.
Anything to the first power is 1. Or, excuse me, anything to the 0 power is 1. Sorry. Are you with me? What's my range? Greater than 0. So y values have to be what? Greater than 0. Can they be equal to 0? No, I never reached that here. Are you with me? Ooh, hold on. Hold on to that thought.
This is like the parent function. You can move it down.
Yes. What's my horizontal asymptote? Not 0. You can't tell me 0 because what does 0 mean? 0 pigs?
0. Horizontal asymptote asymptote 0.
Okay, my horizontal asymptote has to be an equation.
Oh.
Y equals 0. So y equals 0 is the horizontal asymptote because that's what it never touches, right? So you can't say 0 because I don't know what 0 means. Is it x equals 0? Is it y equals 0? Is it 0 pigs? Is it 0 chickens? I don't know what you mean by 0. Okay?
Wouldn't there be an infinite amount of?
A good question. Would there be an infinite amount of asymptotes?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the definition of an asymptote. It's a calculus definition, but it says the limit
The thing that you will never use.
of the function as x approaches negative infinity equals a number. So the definition of an asymptote is as I get really far this way with my x's, what is my y approaching? It's approaching 0. It's not approaching -1 or -2. It's approaching 0. Okay. All right. Are you with me?
Mhm.
Okay. I want. Don't blurt this out. Jacob knows the answer. I want my asymptote to be 4. To be y equals 4. Call me on that crap, Gabby. To be y equals 4. If I say 4, you don't know if I mean 4 pigs, right? I want my asymptote to be y equals 4. Give me a function that would do that. That's a growth. So y equals 2 to the x. Plus 4, what do you mean by plus 4? With the x or with the, like right here? No. That would change the graph, but it wouldn't make the asymptote change. What does plus 4 on the end of that going to do? Go up 4. Who's taught you that?
You.
Me, about 8 weeks ago, right? And I said I'd come back to it. Always come back to it. If I add 4 to the end, what does it do? Push it up 4. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So it's this same graph. It's the same exact graph. It's just up 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I counting from there? It will never touch 4. The first one never touched 0, y equals 0, and this one will never touch y equals 4 because everything I'm pushing up 4 units. That's pretty abstract. Are you with me?
Sure.
Yeah. How can my asymptote be negative?
So it's like if you subtract 4.
If I subtract 4. So what's my domain? All real. All real. Because the y's determine the range. The 4 is in the range. So what's my range? Y is greater than 4. What's my horizontal asymptote? Y equals 4. Are you with me? Will said this. What if I had this? That's not what you meant? 1 1/2 for the 2?
No, for x.
I'm not understanding.
Like as the exponent?
As-
Yeah, like if you plug it in.
1 1/2 in for x?
Yeah.
That would just give you 1 point on the graph. That's like saying 1 1/2 in for x. Okay, so we won't talk about that. I was going to do that if that's what he meant, but since that's not what he meant. All right, what does this do?
Add 4 to whatever your x
It's adding 4 to whatever my x is. What does it do visually?
is. It
Be careful.
takes you to the right 4.
No, left 4. Because what is it? If it's with the x, it does the opposite, right? So that pushes what to the left 4? That pushes this original, watch me please, to the left 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what's your domain? Would it change? No. What's my range?
It'd be the opposite.
Guys, pay attention. Come on. It would be the same as before because I only moved left. I didn't move up or down, right? So y has to be what? Greater than 0. What's the horizontal asymptote? Y equals 0. It doesn't touch 0 because I just took, are you listening? I took the parent graph of 2x and I pushed it left. That does not change the asymptote. Are you with me? Boys, I have 5 minutes. Paper's out. Questions? Tell me what this one does. It flips it down. So what are you thinking in your head? This is the parent, right? That's 2 to the x. What is negative x? So what's it? Draw it with your finger. It mirrors it over the x-axis, so it looks like this.
Oh, that's ugly.
What's the domain?
Or
All real. What's my range?
All numbers less than.
Y is less than 0. And what's my horizontal asymptote? Y equals 0. Are you with me?
yes.
All right, you have 6 problems for your homework. Write these down.
No, I don't have any moves on. I didn't know that.
You need to state the domain, range, and horizontal asymptotes.